Hi everyone and welcome to today's blog post and YouTube. I hope you like today's card. It's a wedding card and congratulations. I've played with a lot of products in this one. I had so much fun. So starting off with the Wplus9 stamp set. That's the Ranunculus Beautiful Bouquet stamp set. It is just beautiful to colour in. And I've got some sequins from Brittany Lee. I've got the Lawn Fawn Happy Wedding and the MFT Bold Stripes. So the foam adhesive I'd use was this Couture Creations foam mounting tape. And you can see the gold here on this designer series paper is with the mink foil machine. So I played around with my mink foil today. I made a whole stack and experimenting, and I'll show you in my upcoming YouTubes as well. So I've just got some designer series paper here. This one's from Stampin' Up. It's an old pack. I wanted to show you also this color catcher box, and this is from all from Craftie Cafe, and it packs up really easily. I've got my mink spray here. It is so unpredictable, this spray, so I feel like I need this color catcher box because it has a mind of its own. As you can see, it's a fairly wet product, so you need to set it aside and dry thoroughly. So I've used my rose gold mink foil, and I'm starting to stamp using my mini misty tool here. I'm going to use Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink. It does bleed with watercolouring. I've got watercolouring cardstock base there. Not as bad, but I love the soft brown texture it leaves, so it's not so, the watercolouring looks just blended. It's beautiful. It almost looks like that vintage kind of coloured look where, you know, the brown tones really not muddled but really mix well with the colours, and it's toning the colours down. So I've got a selection of watercoloured Faber-Castell pencils here, which I love to use for watercolouring. They have such a great watercolour range, and I get mine from Officeworks here in Australia. You can buy them singly or you can buy them like 5 for a certain amount of dollars, and I just choose the colours that I feel like I need when I need them, and I just pick them up slowly, you know, don't want to break the bank all at once. So I start off here with like my darkest colour, and I colour each petal individually. I know it's time consuming watercolouring. I really take the time and just have fun with it, especially if I'm colouring in such a detailed image. So I start off on the outers of every petal, and I work my way in, making it a little bit more darker towards the centre. And I really just take my time here. I pick up my lighter colour. This colour is more like a beigey tone, and that's when I blend it in. So I blend the dark and the light in with my aqua painter brush. And if you can see here, like I pick up some of the brown vintage photo colour just so it's not so intense. I just want that soft, like vintage tone where the colour's so not intense, but it just adds a beautiful tone to the overall flower. So I continue this, picking up colour. There's several ways I colour. Here I direct colour onto the cardstock. I pick it up with my aqua painter brush. I just go with how I feel the intensity of colour needs to be on this coloured image. So I fast forward because it is quite a time consuming type of video when you watch watercolouring. I really just take my time and play with colours and pencils. Because I wanted the green obviously a little bit more intense in the little leaves, I just direct colour, and I play with all types of greens and pinks into this actual image. So I wanted to show you too, another thing I do with watercolouring just to add some extra colour if I feel like it needs to be a little bit more depth into the image. I just use my watercolour and I just colour over it and just make like the reinforcement of that colour to be a little bit more intense. And this is what I do often with my colouring or even my watercolouring. I just add some pencil layer over the top just so you can see a little bit more depth in the images. So I just happily, I just keep that plain and simple like that, just colouring it in. I missed a couple of spots, so I just go over it again, and then I just use my paper snips here, and I leave a little bit of a white gap around the whole image. I let my paper do all the work, and then I just, by turning my paper and then cutting that all out together. So here, most of my mink paper here has been, like the liquid is dried up. Now, I'm just going to find that proper name. It's a reactive mist. It's for mink, and it goes with the actual foil. And I love this rose gold. The card I previously showed you right at the beginning is with the gold foil, and this is the rose gold. And I just think it matches the tone of the flowers a little bit better, so I went with the rose gold this time. So I put it in a copy paper and then into the sleeve, and then I put that through the mink machine. Now you can see here it wasn't totally dry, so that's why it's spilt over, which is fine. You'll see it's not going to be neither here or there when it comes to my image, because I'm going to die cut it using My Favorite Things bold stripes. And here I am bringing it into picture. I tape it down with just some washi tape, and then once I've die cut it, I actually put Tombow Mono liquid adhesive on the bold stripes only, and then I place my white card front on the actual glue part, the backing, and I'm just pressing just the stripes here, and I'm slowly peeling this off. I don't want to rip anything. I hope I didn't put any glue anywhere. You know, I'm silently praying that it all works fine, which it does. There was a little bit of adhesive here, and I had a bit of trouble at the end here, but it lifted off fine. So yes, you can breathe a sigh of relief. Alright, so I thought I needed a tissue because I was going to wipe some extra adhesive, but it worked out fine. And I just trimmed the bottom of that, just so it didn't look so gapey towards the bottom. Now I bring here my foam mounting tape. I put an excessive amount on there. I've got some copper thread, and I just place that randomly at the back of the adhesive. There's no method. I just grab a big wad, and hopefully it looks great when I put it on. So I place that on the bottom right because I do want to stamp a sentiment on the top, which is the congratulations stamp set from the Lawn Fawn Happy Wedding. The theme for the next couple of weeks is going to be some wedding or congratulations, and I just thought this was just beautiful because the congratulations here, it can be anything you want really, but I intend to use this for a wedding card. So there you go, just using the Distress Oxide ink again, the vintage photo, and just stamping that using my mini Misty. So just placing that aside. And I bring in some sequins. Now, this sequence has not been labelled. It's a brand new one. It's a prototype from Brittany Lee, and she has an Etsy store as well. And I will link it up in my blog, and which is to her store. She has a great range as well. So she hasn't named this one. It's very champagne type of gold and a tinge of like a couple of oranges and beads in it. So I'm just using that. And then I brought in my Spectrum Noir crystal clear pen, and I'm just brushing that over just to add some extra highlights and sparkle to the overall card. Not that it hasn't got enough sparkle with the foil, but you know, might as well go the whole way. So there is the finished card for today. It's just so beautiful. I love this. I just can't get enough of the floral images from Wplus9, so I really enjoyed watercolouring these in and having fun with them. So here is Brittany Lee's, this is the aquamarine. I just thought I'd bring it into picture so you get to see what the actual colour looks like. There you go, there's my today's card close up. I hope you enjoyed today's card. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, my Facebook page, and my other channels. Thanks for watching. See you later.